Hello guys, a very good evening and a very warm welcome to yet another super amazing, super inquisitive and very interesting topic from your favorite series, Curious Minds, only on Embibe Achieve CBSE Class 6 to 8. My name is Pritesh, I'm your host, your host and a proud educator from Embibe, welcoming you to the session. And today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic called the mummification. So what exactly is mummification? Why Egyptians believed in creating mummies? What exactly was a mummy? There are so many movies, so many documentaries, so much of information out there. I also have done a lot of research on the topic, and with that I have come to you with very interesting information. Hi Krishna, hi Vatsal, welcome to the session. I want you guys to spread ये जो हम लोग Curious Minds की series कर रहे हैं, where I come live every day from Monday to Friday at 5:30 with such interesting topics. I want you guys to spread the word about this series. इस series के बारे में अपने friends को भी बताओ कि हर रोज 5-5:30 बजे प्रीतेश सर आते हैं एम्बाइब के चैनल पे एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सा टॉपिक लेकर. तो ये इन्फॉर्मेशन अपने फ्रेंड्स को दो so that all of them can join. Make sure that you give this video a big fat thumbs up, share this video with your friends and school WhatsApp groups and subscribe to the channel because it's absolutely free. And today we are talking about the Egyptian mummies. But before that I want to tell you guys about the amazing Embibe page which gives you absolutely free and interactive access to superb learning, unlimited learning, absolutely free of cost, where you get test, assignment, study material, question, solution, explanation to solution, books, reference books, NCRTs, any grade, any board, any subject, any language, bilkul be free of cost. So visit the Embibe page, or you can also download the Embibe app from the Google Store or Apple Store. Also guys, connect with us on Telegram by scanning the QR code and let's stay connected over there as well. Okay? So give me some tips on how can I achieve more than 95% in annual exam. First of all, Vatsal, you have to stop worrying about exams. Second is like you have to make sure that you prepare your own notes. So I have done a lot of videos on how to make your own notes. So when you make your own notes, you tend to learn better and it also gives you access to last minute revision. Right? And recently I had done a series where I had given some techniques like the Pomodoro technique, and there were more techniques which I had given which will help you to revise the last minute revision tips. So make sure that you watch those videos and Vatsal, it will definitely help you. Okay? Chalo. So talking about the Egyptian mummies, the secret of the Egyptian mummies, there are pyramids in Egypt and there are only 2 to 3 pyramids which give you access where you can go inside the pyramid. So recently I was watching a video where you can actually go inside the pyramid and see the king's tomb. So these these pyramids are nothing but tombs. What are pyramids? Pyramids are nothing but tombs. So whenever a king or a pharaoh, in Egyptian you call a king a pharaoh. So whenever a pharaoh used to die, whether a king or a queen, they used to build a pyramid as a tomb. So a pyramid is nothing but a tomb of the king or the queen. But when a common man dies, like when a common citizen of Egypt used to die, they used to just build a tomb of sand. But similarly, when a pharaoh used to die, they used to build a pyramid. So let's talk about the pyramids of Egypt. It was very important to ancient Egyptian religious beliefs that human body was preserved. A method of artificial preservation called mummification was developed by the ancient Egyptians. Mummification was a complicated and lengthy process which lasted up to 70 days. Now from the time, hi Udit, very good evening, welcome to the session. I am good, thank you so much for asking. How are you Udit? And where are you from Udit? Now guys, Egyptians did not celebrate death, they celebrated life, and they believed that there is life even after death. So they gave a lot of importance to the life after death, and that is why the concept of mummification came into practice. They believed that there is a life even after this mortal life, there is a life, and to celebrate that life, to have that life very comfortable, they did mummification. Okay? Now, the process of mummification lasted for 70 days. Right from the time the person died, the process of mummification started and it lasted for 70 days. What happened for 70 days? 70 days is more than 2 months. So exactly 2 महीने तक क्या किया जाता था उस body को? Let us find out. So, a mummy is the body of a person or an animal that has been preserved after death. That is a mummy. they were any Egyptian who could afford to pay for the expense for the process of mummification. So mummification was done to anyone who could afford the process. Now that process was only affordable to the Egyptian pharaohs, that is the Egyptian kings and the Egyptian queens, and that is why only the kings could afford the process of mummification. A common man could not afford it, and that's why they were just buried in a sand tomb. But when a king or a queen used to die, they used to do the process of mummification, and they used to build a pyramid around the tomb. So, what did the Egyptians, why did the Egyptians made mummies? So they believed in life after death, and they believed they had to preserve their bodies so they could use them in the afterlife. So what they used to do is they used to keep along with the dead body everything, including food, including servants, including clothes, including pets, including money. They used to keep everything that a person will need after death. Everything they used to keep in that tomb. So, what is the afterlife? The Egyptians believed that when they died, they would make a journey to the another world that would lead to a new life. They would need all the things they had used when they were alive, so their families would put those things in their graves. Egyptians paid vast amounts of money to have their bodies properly preserved. Egyptians who were poor were buried in sand, while the rich ones were buried in a tomb called the pyramid. The process Egyptians used to preserve their bodies was called as mummification. How were the mummies made? Now this is very, very interesting. Recently I saw a very funny but a very, very informative series on Netflix. I don't want to tell you the name of the series, but in that series this host was talking to somebody who had studied the Egyptians, and they told that how they used to preserve the bodies. So they used to remove everything from the body that was decomposable. So they used to remove the brain. Now do you know how did the Egyptians remove the brain from the dead body? Any guesses, anybody? Any guesses, anyone, that how they removed the brain from the dead body? I'll give you a clue. They did not make any cuts on the body. Without any cuts on the body, they used to remove the brain from the dead body. Do you think, or do you can you guess how? Vatsal, you need to watch a lot of English media, like English films, English news channels. That will really help you to get a command on the language. Now, can you give me any guesses that how did they remove the brain from the body without making any cut? Any guesses, anyone? Think. How did they remove the brain from the body without making any cuts? So, they removed the brain from the nose. Yes, they used to put a hook through the nose and they used to pull out the brain from the nose. The brain is nothing but a very, very dense fluid of cells. The brain is nothing but a very, very dense fluid of cells, of neurons, which is easily compressible. The brain becomes hard only when it is exposed to air, it hardens. But while it is still in the body, it is very soft. So they used to put a hook through the nose and just pull out the brain from the nose. Similarly, they used to remove all the organs except the heart. They used to keep the heart intact because they believed that the emotions and the person's thinking is through the heart. So they used to keep the heart as it is, but all the other organs along with the brain was removed from the person's body so that the body can be dried and preserved, right? So it took a very long time from start to finish, almost 70 days. The priest in charge would wear the mask of a jackal representing the god Anubis. Now this god Anubis is the god of death. According to Egyptians, the god of death was god Anubis. So the priest who used to be in charge of making the mummies used to wear the mask of a jackal. Okay? Definitely I'll do it, Vatsal, I'll do it. What is a natron? So a natron or a natron is a natural salt. So this is a salt that was used to make the mummies, composed of sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, traces of sodium chloride and sodium sulfate. It was used by the Egyptians to dry out the bodies. Why did the Egyptians leave the heart? the Egyptians thought that the heart was the center of intelligence and emotions, and that is why they left the heart where it is in the body, but they removed the other organs so that the body can be dried nicely and preserved. A few years back, they had found the mummy of a monk. Now this was not in Egypt, but I think it was somewhere in Tibet, that they had found the body of a monk. It was preserved so well. It was the most well preserved mummy to be ever found. It was of a monk who was sitting in meditation position, and it was so nice. And also, if you see that article, they had given the entire process on how this person underwent the process so that the body will be so well preserved, and that was amazing. This was thousands of years ago. The person's body underwent such processes, the person underwent such diet that the body would be so well preserved. Who was the god of mummification? So it was god Anubis, the god of mummification, the god of death. He had a body of a human and the head of a jackal. His job was to prepare the bodies of the dead to be received by Osiris. So this god of mummification, Anubis, it was his duty to make sure that the process of mummification is carried out properly so that the body can be handed over. Now they did not do this literally, but they believed that there is a god called Osiris who will receive the person after the person has died, and that is why they had to make the body very, very amazingly preserved. They had to put so many things along with the body inside the tomb, which was the pyramid. What objects did they put in the tomb? So as I told you, they put jewels, they put clothes, they put pets, they put servants, they put everything. They even put food. They put everything that a person will need. They believe that there is a life after death. So whatever the person will need, after death in a life, that everything they put along with the dead body. Ancient Egyptians were buried with their belongings, and the tomb walls were painted with the scenes from the dead person's life. The objects included furniture, games, food that was placed in the tombs for the long afterlife journey. Along with this, there were also alive people. So they used to keep servants. So if it's a king who has died, so with the king, they used to put the servants also who used to remain there in the pyramid, and the servants also used to eventually die off, and that is how they used to make the pyramids. And on the walls of the tomb, they used to paint paintings of the person's life, so that when Osiris, that is the god of death, when Osiris receives them, they can see that how grand the person's life was. Obviously, making a mummy and preserving it was a very, very expensive activity, and that is why the person was very, very grand. And so they painted the scenes from the person's life as well on the tombs. What are pyramids? They are nothing but stone tombs. So there are so many videos out there where you can see that how pyramids were built, what is inside the pyramid. So recently I was watching a video just to make this, your session. I was watching this video to get some knowledge. So in a pyramid, there is a laundry room, there is a games room, there is a bathroom, there is a guest receiving room, there is a screening room. Oh my God, this inside the pyramid, it is just like a palace. Now, why do they make all this? Because they believe that after our king dies, he will still remain a king. So to have a functional kingdom, he needs a laundry room, he needs a bathroom, he needs a guest receiving room, he needs a screening room, he needs a games room, he needs an entertainment room. And that is why inside a pyramid, all these rooms are present, so that the king can have a very, very comfortable afterlife. This is what Egyptians believed, that there is an afterlife after death as well, and that is why the pyramids were so well made. Moving on, we speak about why did the ancient Egyptians build pyramids. So they believed that if the pharaoh's body could be mummified after death, the pharaoh would live forever. The tombs were designed to protect the buried pharaoh's body and his belongings. So you see, this is a pyramid. Inside this pyramid, there are all these rooms where they used to keep everything that the king would ever need. And that is it. That is about the Egyptian mummies. It is so interesting. And similarly, I come every day live at 5:30 only on Embibe Achieve 628 with such interesting topics under the series Curious Minds. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and if you are, make sure that you give this video a big fat thumbs up. You share this video with your friends and your school WhatsApp groups with your teachers, so that all of us together can learn so much about life, after life and beyond. And if you have enjoyed this video, do not forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel because it's absolutely free of cost. And until we meet next, this is Pritesh, your host, your dose, and a proud educator from Embibe, signing off for now, only to see you soon. But until we meet next, take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and do not forget to keep imbibing because we believe in you.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.